Perché c'è anche la luce dietro.
Ma pure senza video.
Dove lo vuoi mettere?
Solo registrazione.
Così va bene.
Mettila qua.
E come lo faccio tenere dritto?
No, non fai il video, fai solo la lezione, senza video.
Io non posso mica fare, per registrare devo fare il video per forza, non c'è mica altro modo.
Tu stai facendo il video o la
Video e registrazione assieme.
Ah, ok, vabbè.
Okay.
Sorry Maharaja, but organization.
So, as Bhagavat Tattva, as the Tattva of Bhagavan needs to be understood and realized, similarly, an extension, a special extension or expansion of the Supreme Lord, Sri Bhagavan, as spiritual master, a divine master, divine guardian, also needs to be understood and realized. Okay. So, because as we come to understand, realize more about the Tattva, spiritual nature of the spiritual master, then we become more serious to be respectful towards him. Instead of thinking, he's one of the high-class human beings. Okay, he is human being, but he's a human being of higher quality, high class, okay, human being of some superior, higher, spiritual, divine quality. Okay, that's all. It's not just that. Spiritual master, therefore, is needed to be understood and respected. Okay, as a tattva means a specific, special manifestation of the Supreme Lord, which is extended to help, to bring great, divine benefits to the Jiva soul in the life of disciples, to all the Jiva souls. Because the reason is that the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of the Absolute Truth, Divine Truth, does not always appear directly on the worldly planets or mundane world. Rather, the Supreme He or Supreme She, sends His representation, is pure representatives to the world to grace and help, benefit all the conditioned Jiva souls, so that they can be connected, they can be properly connected, properly related with the Supreme Absolute Divine. So, there lies the great role, very important, invaluable role of a genuine spiritual master. In other words, that is the essential, vital role actually played by the spiritual master in the lives of the disciples of the devotees, and also even in relation to many, many conditioned Jiva souls are bringing high spiritual benefits to their life, bringing the great fortunate connection of Krishna, Radha Krishna in their lives, and grace them, bless them with highest good of life. Okay. So because having our genuine faith in someone always depends on how seriously we are taking that person, how seriously we are taking that person, how we consider that person to be respectable, okay, by us, then our faith also depends accordingly. When we truly respect someone, respect some exalted personality, we feel deep regard, great respect for a spiritual personality, then we find the reasons, then we find and we feel all the reasons and all the grounds to have faith in him or her. Unless and until we become seriously respectful, I repeat, unless and until we are able to respect a spiritual personality as an exalted spiritual master or teacher, exalted pure devotee of the Lord, some genuine representation of the Lord, an aspect of the Lord, expansion of Lord's grace in our life. We cannot feel any reason, see any proper ground to have deep faith in that him or her. Therefore, in the first and foremost necessity to understand and connect to one's own genuine spiritual master in relation to the supreme divine truth, in understanding his or her Tatva, understanding the Tatva of the Sri Guru principle. Sri Gurudev is a Tattva, is actually Tattva, non-different from Krishna Tattva. Another expansion, another expression, another expression or manifestation of the same Krishna Tattva as transparent via media, as his genuine representative working as transparent via media to connect all the Jiva souls with Krishna, bringing all of them to the life of Krishna consciousness, life of devotion, pure devotion to Krishna, thereby bringing highest good to their life, also bringing all the Jiva souls in connection with the highest good of their life, none other than the divine couple. That is the vital role, essential role and nature, criteria of the genuine spiritual master. So as we start believing in this truth, in ideal and in reality, that my spiritual master is genuine, my genuine spiritual master is qualified, so graciously qualified, is blessed with the higher potency, higher representations of the Supreme Lord, and appeared in my life by my fortunate chance, in my great fortune, to be bringing the highest good, highest nectarian divine good of the Supreme God to my life, and thereby bless me, grace me, greatly bless me, save my life. So, arranged by the sweet will, by the gracious will of the Supreme Lord, I have been able to come in connection, in contact with my bona fide spiritual master, Sadguru. So I feel immensely grateful to the Lord. Therefore I feel immense gratitude, so much gratitude towards the Supreme Lord for directing me towards a genuine spiritual master, to be gracing me, for blessing me with having a guidance of a bona fide spiritual master in my life. Therefore I feel so grateful. I feel immense gratitude towards the Supreme Lord. Knowing is a form of grace, one big aspect, special aspect or form of grace of the Supreme Lord in my life in the form of spiritual master. So, thus when we become really conscious of what is spiritual master, who is spiritual master, not just the body, human body, but its Guru principle, immortal, invaluable, eternal Guru principle. We understand spiritual master not only by body, not only by Bopu, by Bani, by Guru principle, real Tatva, by his or her divine messages and precepts in our life. And then only we feel inspired to have real faith, develop more faith in the spiritual master, knowing him or her, understanding, realizing him or her as the pure representation, expansion of the grace of the Lord in my life. A divine representative in my life to bless me, to save me, to nurture me. When we have such kind of understanding and realization, then only we can have a genuine faith, firm faith, spiritual master, and then our faith in my spiritual master continues to be developing, gets more developed, more blossomed, becomes more blossomed, at some point in full bloom. Okay? Therefore, having a properly respectful understanding and realization about the Tatva of Sri Guru, Guru Tatva. Also, not just a particular individual Guru Tatva as individual Guru, but my individual Guru is an integral part of the Akhanda Guru Tatva, non-divisible, Purna, perfect, absolute Guru Tattva. And so while I am relating to spiritual master and respecting my spiritual master as an integral, essential part of the Akhanda Guru Tattva, then only I am properly relating to him or her, properly respecting her. With such faith we have to approach. We need to be approaching to relate to my genuine spiritual master Sadguru with such respect and faith. When we can have such understanding, that consciousness, realization, even ideally, if not always practically, realistically, but ideally, then our faith will start becoming more developed and blossomed. At some point, it will, from our ideal theoretical understanding, it will bring practical understanding also, practical realization about my own Sadguru in relation to the whole Akhanda Guru Tattvam, in relation to the whole absolute Guru Tattva. Upon knowing same Guru Tattva is being manifested, is manifesting, it himself or herself or itself as Chaitya Guru, Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru. We know the three kinds of manifestations of Sri Guru Tattva, three kinds of manifestations or expansions of Sri Akhanda Guru Tattva, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, also Chaitya Guru. We understand about Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru. Chaitya Guru means Guru in the form of super soul, in the form of divine inspirations from the core of heart, from the level of super soul, called Chaitya Guru. I repeat, Guru with the aspect in the form of inspiration from the depth of my heart. Guru in the form of spontaneous realization, from spontaneous, truthful realization from the depth of my heart, core of my heart, from the level of super soul, called Chaitya Guru. So, and all these aspects of the Guru Tattva, the Chaitya Guru, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, are actually interrelated. They must be understood and experienced, realized through interrelationship. They complement to each other. They are always complementing to each other. And there are many special and beautiful divine aspects of the Guru Tattva also to be slowly, steadily understood, realized, to be discovered and understood more with depth, understand more, to be realized more. With more depth, with more exalted, with more upliftment of the realization of the Guru. Not only trying to understand, realize the Guru only by body, by only his physical identity as manifested in this era before me, in this lifetime, in this time, place, situation, but also trying to understand and ideally feel into my Guru's divine identity, eternal divine identity, unchangeable and eternal divine identity in the Sarupa Dasha level. So, we need to be understanding and trying to realize about our Sadguru and Sadguru Tattva in both ways. Not just by the physical identity or this current identity as Gurudev manifested in my life in such and such form and such character through such and such characteristics, qualities, but also in relation to some realization of my Gurudeva as the integral part of the Akhanda Guru Tattva, divine, eternal divine Guru Tattva on the Sarupa level, in relation to Mahaprabhu and divine couple. So back to the point, when we have this such quality of overall understanding, holistic understanding, view about Sri Guru Tattva, about my Gurudev in relation with the Akhanda Guru Tattva, then I can have proper faith. I can have a more proper and genuine faith in Sri Gurudev, and it can be developing more. Yes.
But as you said, Guru, Shastra and Sadhu. Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, no? So Shastra is, the main pramana. Everything must be confirmed in Shastra.
Yes.
So the qualification of a spiritual master, that he must have the capacity to clear all doubts of the disciple.
Certainly.
By quoting Shastra and deliberating Shastra with logic. This is one qualification.
Yes.
So when you talk about, you speak about Guru Tattva, so These are the qualification of Guru,
Yes.
who help me, that he must quote for Shastra and deliberates, different topics with logic.
Yes.
So that's why that can help me to develop more.
That is one of the special characteristics of Sri Guru Tatva, Sri Gurudev, what you have just explained. There are also other special characteristics of Sri Gurudev. This is one or two of the main characteristics, nature of Sri Sadguru.
Yeah.
Yes. When we say, see Gurudev, an ideal Sadguru, is none other than a great Vaishnava, a great Karsna. Okay. So a great sadhu means he is qualified to become also a guru. When we speak about a great sadhu, an exalted sadhu, pure means pure devotee, exalted Karsna, exalted Vaishnava. That means he is a guru. She is a guru. So Sri Guru also means an exalted pure devotee of the Lord. Exalted Vaishnava or Karsna. So, and the sadhu, and the Shastra, also another form of Sri Guru.
Yes, that's it.
Another form of Sri Gurudev is considered as Shastra. Therefore, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, they are all connected, interrelated. One can be the form of the other. One can be the manifestation of the other. They are no different. They are, although they manifest differently, but at the same time non-different. Different and non-different at the same time simultaneously. Achinta bheda bhedvaye. Simultaneously inconceivable and distinct. They can manifest in simultaneously inconceivable, distinct way. Because high-class sadhu means he has the ability to become guru. A great exalted sadhu means pure devotee, means naturally he has got the ability to be divine guardian, Sri Guru. And the pure Sadguru, a genuine guru means he is the living representation of the Shastra, living representation.
So he must have a deep knowledge on Shastra, have the capacity to do deliberating with the Shastra in the proper way.
It is one of the special criteria of a Sadguru.
One, not the only one.
One of the special, essential criteria.
Because, like, for example, Gaur-Kishore Babaji was not a learned person. He was like illiterate, let's say. But who was?
He was a living
Shastra.
Shastra.
Said, unless you give me a dust of your lotus feet, I will die. I want your holy dust from your lotus feet. That means even though he was not a great scholar, because he was, they say, not
illiterate.
An analphabet, how do you say?
Illiterate.
Huh?
Illiterate.
Yeah, he was illiterate, but still he was the highest. So this criteria of the guru, that he
come
can...
to that point.
Yeah, that's why I was saying.
Ultimately, the ultimate criteria of Sadguru is the pure devotional surrender to the Lord. One who is fully devoted, one who is exclusively and fully devoted in the service of the divine couple and full spirit of genuine dedication, with full sincere dedication, loving dedication to the service of the divine couple, he or she is Sadguru. All other qualifications described by scriptures are all accommodated within. All are it has to be understood. All other qualifications of a Sadguru described by Holy Scripture are subservient to this main, essential, fundamental qualification, are all accommodated within parts and parcels of this main criterion qualification. the pure loving dedication to the divine couple and his situation in the his deep, profound situation in the loving service to the divine couple. Loving devotional service to divine couple. That is the main and essential, most principal qualification of a Sadguru. And all other qualifications described by the scripture, all other qualifications of a Sadguru described by the scriptures are all included, accommodated within this main qualification. Okay. Now, there are so many aspects to be explained in this regard. We'll come to that one. Although a great exalted pure devotee as Sri Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Paramahamsa, Mahabhagavata, Sri Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is apparently illiterate, but factually he has been the unlimited paragon of knowledge, unlimited paragon, unlimited ocean of divine knowledge of the Siddhanta through his feelings, through his inner experience of it. Inner experience, although he apparently didn't manifest himself to be knower of many verses of the Holy Scripture, enriched with scriptural knowledge in a technical, intellectual manner, but he was the embodiment of the essence of the realization of all the Holy Scriptural instructions and the explanations in his own life, being the Mahabhagavata. So he actually knew the essence. He actually knew all the essence and substance, okay? Everything of the scriptural knowledge through his own experience.
Yeah. But Maharaj, it seems to contradict the fact that a spiritual master must have deep knowledge of Shastra. In case of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, seems illiterate. He has come to full realization without knowing Shastra. Is it possible? Now, this is my doubt.
No. It appears. Apparently it appears to be self-contradictory, but it is actually not. Because Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, only difference was that he was not intellectually, new, or he was not intellectually very well versed in all about the so many verses of the Holy Scriptures. But essentially he knew everything. By essence, he knew. So it was not that he was devoid of the scriptural knowledge of Siddhanta, knowledge of the Siddhanta inwardly. Inwardly, he was full of the whole experience, the wisdom of all the Holy Scriptures through his own experience of, ecstatic loving devotion to Krishna, Srimati Radhika. So he was not that, although he appeared to be illiterate in a literal sense, formal sense, but inwardly he was full, he was embodiment of all the scriptural knowledge and instructions, wisdom.
He was a manjari.
He was well experienced.
Yeah.
He was full of all the scriptural experiences and knowledge. Ultimately, because he was Gunamanjari.
Gunamanjari, yes.
So all the scriptural knowledge and wisdom is under in his hand.
But in that case, he was a manjari, means he has come, as you said before, the Krishna sent this spiritual representative to this material world, to illuminate many souls.
Yes.
Okay.
And so he illuminated.
So that is.
Saraswati Thakur Prabhu, I have not finished.
Yeah.
See, so what happens sometimes before I complete my answer.
You're right, Maharaj. But just
I appreciate. No, I'm not taking as interruption, but I'm just telling. When I'm into the flow of giving the answer in full, when the question is coming in front, I cannot check the. I cannot finish completely. So yes, true. That their epitome, the personality Mahabhagavata devotee like Gaurkishore Das Babaji was like epitome of infinite realizations, limitless realization of the Siddhanta. Okay? And therefore, Sri Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada was illuminated by him. He never felt that his Gurudev was actually devoid of knowledge. Okay? He had no scriptural knowledge or no knowledge of Siddhanta, no wisdom. He never felt. He felt unlimited ocean of all scriptural knowledge and Siddhanta knowledge. But he was putting himself, appearing like that, but by his bhava, although not by intellectual, technical ways of the presentation of the knowledge, although not the kind of technical, intellectual abilities, literal abilities to present that knowledge through scriptural verses, many scriptural verses, and analytical explanations, but by bhava, by his inner bhava, and moved by his own inner experience, inner divine experience. He knew all. He knew the whole essence, absolute essence of all the holy scriptures. And he knew the substance and essence of all the siddhanta of the scripture through his bhava, through his inner experience and mood, inner experience, inner realizations, self-effulgent realizations. So he did not really require to be presenting things in a technically, intellectually, analytically expert ways like other knowledgeable devotees. And Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada felt about that. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur knew about that. Knew about that criteria, that great quality of Srila Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Therefore, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also inspired his son, his beloved son, to take initiation from that Mahabhagavata Guru. So we have to be understanding things, not only apparent ways, apparently technical ways, but actual, factual, holistic, factual ways. In that way. Now back to what you are going to say?
No. The things in my mind, I have this conception of Guru is a sadhana siddha, one who have undergone all austerities, studying of scripture, following the regular principles, and slowly come to the stage of perfection.
Yes.
Okay, because it seems that some of these gurus are already perfect since their birth, while we see life of other gurus, they start from a certain point and slowly they come to the perfection.
Yes.
If we see that young age where they did take birth, in which family, of course.
Yes, very true. What you are saying, very true. There are, our Guru Varga, Srila Guru Maharaj also nicely explained about 3 categories of the Guru. One Guru is situated on the mundane plane, okay, but pure, Sadguru.
Kanista.
3 kinds of Sadguru. Yes, 3 kinds of Sadguru. We cannot directly say Kanishta Guru, but rather medium Madhyama Guru and high class Madhyama Guru, starting. Those Sadgurus are starting from medium Madhyama Adhikar level to the high class Madhyama Adhikar level and reaching up to the Maha Uttama level. That first category of the Sadguru are found in this worldly plane, mundane plane. First category of Sri Gurudev found. The primary category of the Sadhana Siddha Gurus found that they are situated here, both feet are situated here, and they are giving guidance, clear guidance. They are showing the direction to all his disciples about the goal. What is your destination and goal? Being situated on this mundane plane, like his 2 feet situated on the mundane plane, and giving the direction to his disciples, showing the direction, this is your goal, upward. This is your final goal and destination. In this way, guiding the disciples from that level in this way,
Okay.
showing the directions towards the higher destination, highest destination goal. The second category, more advanced category of the Sri Guru, it has been described like one leg, like Bhamanodeva, in a way, one leg situated here and another leg situated on the higher platform of the spiritual sky, and taking the disciples, not only showing the direction to his disciples towards the spiritual destination and goal, but also is able, he or she is able to take the disciples up,
They already took.
elevate the disciples up from this lower mundane plane up on the higher spiritual plane, spiritual plane of the development. Can help the disciples, can help the disciples in such a way, can uplift them from this mundane plane of spirituality, of spiritual practices, mundane, from the life of Krishna consciousness, practice of Krishna consciousness, of this mundane plane, and those gurus can, such quality guru can take up, lift up his disciples from this worldly plane into the higher spiritual sky, and at the same time showing the directions, giving all the directions how to achieve the final goal of life. And the highest category, best category of the Sri Guru is that he or she is situated on that transcendental plane, higher spiritual sky, on that divine plane. Not only in higher spiritual sky, but more than that, beyond that, even on the divine plane higher than that, such as the abode of the Lord. Krishna Loka, Vaikuntha Loka, Krishna Loka, Radharani Loka. And from there they are coming down from them, that is Nitya Siddha level. From there they are coming down to help their disciples, help his or her disciples, and grace them, guide them, not only guiding them, gracing them, bestowing their mercy in such a way, granting their mercy in such a way that those disciples, they can exceptionally, specially grace these disciples to come up, to the higher plane, highest plane of the reality, very soon. Help them to be elevated, to be uplifted on that higher plane, or at least guides them. Cannot be immediately doing it. There has to be sadhana in the life of disciples. When I'm saying it's not an immediate process that those Nitya Siddha Gurus come down, they reveal themselves, they come down by following the desire of the Supreme Lord, sent by the Supreme Lord, immediately taking up all the disciples, immediately up on the highest plane of the Krishna Loka, not that.
Not like a machine.
They guide, they come down, they accept the disciples, they give guidance, proper guidance, invaluable guidance and directions to the disciples, inspire them to follow, to practice higher life of Krishna consciousness, the higher divine life of Krishna consciousness, and bestow their grace so that those disciples will be, at some point of their sadhana, they will be making sure they will be elevated to the plane of perfection, the highest divine plane, at some point. Krishna Loka, Vaikuntha Loka, Radha Krishna Loka, Gaura Loka. So these three categories, three types, three kinds of gurus have been described.
The first category is not yet perfect, but he has a good influence of sattva. It can show the direction. The second one is already perfect, because he can elevate disciple to the
relatively perfect. Second one,
exactly.
Relatively perfect.
And the third one is already, he comes down from the spiritual reality.
Yes.
Okay.
But on this mundane plane of existence, we rarely find Nitya Siddha Gurus.
Very rare.
Okay, very rare to be found. Nitya Siddha, the highest category gurus. What are available as expansion of Krishna's grace, they are also expansions of Krishna's grace and mercy, never to be undermined or underestimated. Then that will be very offensive, because Krishna also sends Sri Gurudev as we deserve also, as we deserve. So mostly we find these two categories of these Sri Gurudevas on the mundane plane, mundane world. We find two categories of these Sri Gurudevas. Okay, the medium Madhyamadhikari level, starting from the medium Madhyamadhikari level, relatively perfect, to the high class Madhyamadhikari level, touching the Uttamadhikar. Mainly these two kinds, two qualities of the Gurus become more or less available on this mundane plane. Nitya Siddha Gurudevas are very high, very rare, very rare. Okay, although we always try to say all our Guru are all Nitya Siddha, but there are some discriminations. I don't want to enter into that world. Okay, so Supreme, the Srimad Mahaprabhu divine couple know who are all Mahabhagavata Gurus among our Guru Varga, and who are high class Madhyamadhikari Guru just below that level.
That's a very good
So
explanation.
it is left up to their hand, up to their decision. We are nobody to judge about. Okay. So therefore, Sri Guru Tattva also manifests in three categories. Okay. Medium class Madhyamadhikari, high class Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. Okay.
So a guru who fall down is not actually even at that middle stage of Madhyamadhikari.
Yes.
He has
Okay.
not yet
From
come to that.
Uttamadhikar,
Yes, is
Sri Gurudev never falls from the Uttamadhikar Mahabhagavata
sure.
level.
Okay.
Falling down can happen from the even medium level of medium or the Madhyamadhikar, and medium level of the
It may
medium
happen. It may happen.
Madhyamadhikar, and even high class Madhyamadhikar. It is possible for education, for educating us how careful we should become to avoid our faults. But from Uttamadhikar level, it doesn't happen. But even it is rare to happen from high class Madhyamadhikar. One who has already reached and manifesting. You see Gurudev who is already manifesting with the quality of high class Madhyamadhikar. It's very rare, very rare to have downfall. Almost impossible, nearly impossible. Even it happens by the will of the sweet will of the Lord to educate us more. It's not real falling down. It's like acting of falling down, dramatic fall down, like found in a drama. It's acting. It's not real one. Someone is in a drama. Someone is found to be killed and dead, but not really killed or not really dead. Acting like that to enrich the drama, for the enrichment of the further enrichment of a movie. Okay. Dramatic contrast and comparative experience, it is happening, but it's all dramatic happening, not real happening. So when we find some sort of fall down in the high class Madhyamadhikari devotee level, it's like it has to be considered as a dramatic happening.
It is not real.
Not really real. Not really real.
Yes,
because those pure devotees never,
they're not possible to fall down.
after falling down, they never stay in a fallen down state. They again come up with the full glory. Like we find many great wonderful examples through the holy scriptures. Great Muni, Rishi, Yogis, although they had some sort of temporary fall down, like some temporary sickness in a body, temporary sickness in our body, but they immediately rectified almost by and by. Very soon they rectified, completely purified. Again they came up with full glory and qualities. Okay, they never stayed. They never helplessly continued to be staying on a fallen down state. It's like that. Simply, it's like that. Okay, normally we have a healthy body. We have got a very healthy body. All of a sudden, some sickness coming. Our body got sick, became sick for a while, temporarily for a while, and by taking some proper treatment, we cured the sickness. Our sickness is cured, again we got back our health. So after we got back our health, we again became healthy. After the sickness became cured, that person cannot be treated like unhealthy sick person because he had some sickness, few days back or few months back or in the past. Because sickness is cured, already cured. Again, that person got back his health in full swing. He's a healthy person. So therefore that person has to be considered as healthy. Cannot be judged based on a temporary sickness in the past for a while. Because before that sickness, he was healthy. And after that sickness was cured, he again became healthy. So that person must be treated as healthy person, not to be judged, misjudged, by only depending on, based on a temporary sickness in the past. Like Billabangal Thakur, like many other great Muni Rishi yogis. But those who fell down, who became sick and collapsed in sickness, they are collapsed in sickness, could not be cured, could not take proper treatment, could not be cured, they cannot be staying as guru anymore.
Sure.
Because they are not purified. They are lost in, their life is lost in sickness. That's a different case. That's fallen down and he is collapsed. He is lost in that fallen down state. Could not come up, could not be rectified, could not purify anymore. Like that, then he or she cannot be acting as guru. Clear. But like, for example, great Muni, Rishi, yogis in throughout the Holy Scripture, they are Mahajanas, great lives, but having temporary experience of downfall. But immediately, very soon, they are rectifying themselves. Very soon, by and by, they are getting rectified, purified, and again coming up with full glory and qualification.
This was explained in the Bhagavad Gita that one may fall down in the path of devotional service, but after some time may resume again.
Sure.
I forget now the
dynamic opening, dynamic advantage and opportunities are always available. Not that once fallen down, lost for eternity. Lost for eternity. Right. Yes. Suduracharo, but bhajate mam ananya bhak. Ananya bhajan must be there.
Yes.
Then sadhurevo, then he has to be considered
as sadhu.
Yes. He must be considered as sadhu. Don't insult or underestimate him that he is not a sadhu. He has to be considered as a sadhu if he is doing my ananya bhajan, engaged in my exclusive devotional service with the best of sincerity. Must be considered. He must be considered and glorified as sadhu. Sadhureva samantavva sammag bhavasito hisa. He is purely, he is rightly situated. He is rightly well situated in my bhakti, in the life of my devotional service. So he must be considered and
sadhu.
Considered and recognized as sadhu. Sadhureva samantavva sammag bhavasito hisa. Kshiprang bhavati dharmatma sasat shanting nigacchati. By and by, very soon, is going to be a great pure devotee, dharmatma, great, exalted personality, exalted spiritual personality.
Yes.
Dharmatma sasat shanting nigacchati. Kaunteo pratijanihi name bhakti pranashati. O Kaunteo Arjuna, I promise before you, you also tell me with your promising words, with deep faith, that my devotees can never perish. Any of my devotees, no matter in whatever category, whatever level he or she is, but if he is sincere and sincerely trying to become my devotee, is making all sincere endeavor to the best of his her ability, then that one who is situated even in making the best sincere endeavor to even become my devotee, also to be considered my devotee, at least in a primary sense. That devotee is supposed to be developing more. He is sure, not just suppose. He or she will be surely developing more from the Kanishtadhikar to the Madhyamadhikar level and to the Uttamadhikar. Sure to be blossoming, to be developing and blossoming more, advancing more from Kanishtadhikar, neophyte level to the Uttamadhikar, to the medium level, to the Madhyamadhikar and to the Uttamadhikar level. So, O Kaunteya Arjuna, O son of Kunti, know this truth with all assurance, know this truth for all assurance that my devotee can never perish.
Yes.
Temporarily it may seem to be. Temporarily it may seem to be my devotee is going to perish, is having a lot of difficulties, but as long as he or she, as long as he remains engaged in my devotional service to whatever ability he has got, with whatever ability he or she has got, as long as he remains sincere to devote himself or herself in my service, to become my devotee and devote himself in my service, devotional service, I take care of that devotee because he is sheltered under me. Because he has already taken shelter of me. So that devotee, no matter even on the neophyte level, can never perish. Because he is sincere, all his sincere devotional endeavor to relate with me, to engage in my devotional service, offering me love service, can never go null and void, can never go in vain. Na me bhakta pranashati.
It seems from what you said before, Maharaj, that we get a guru according to our merit.
Deserving quality.
We deserve what we deserve, we get.
Yes, deserving quality. Krishna also sends gurus accordingly.
But then we must think that
there can be development. It doesn't mean that our life can remain only limited only with a neophyte Gurudev. Okay, but there can be higher development from the neophyte. There cannot be any such term like neophyte Guru. Okay, Guru cannot be neophyte.
Otherwise, it's not a Guru.
So it will be a contradicting terms to say neophyte Guru. I don't mean that. I mean Guru of the medium medium devotional level.
Okay, medium.
Gurudev starts on this mundane plane. Sri Gurudev can start from the Madhyamadhikar level, maybe primary Madhyamadhikar level, to the, not primary even medium Madhyamadhikar level. We can divide in Madhyamadhikar into 3 phases. Medium Madhyamadhikar level, beyond primary level, and going up to the higher Madhyamadhikar level. Then of course going upward. Okay?
Yes.
So it starts, real Gurudev starts, real functioning of Sri Guru starts from the medium devotional level, Madhyamadhikar.
That one.
Then goes up to the higher level.
Yeah, that's a good explanation.
Okay. So these 2 categories of Sri Gurudev we can find in this world.
There must be, there should be many other questions, but now.
Okay, touching the Uttamadhikar.
No, the same.
Ci sono commenti di Prabhupada che gli chiedono se il guru come deve, se il guru non è un uttamadhikari, è un mascalzone.
Yeah, they said a comment to Srila Prabhupada, where they said that Prabhupada said that if a guru is not uttamadhikari, is a rascal.
Srila Swami Prabhupada made many statements in a black and white way, according to time, place, situation.
Of course, yeah, sure.
Okay.
But still
But he also said to his disciples, I heard, he made many statements, not one statement.
Yeah, sure.
He also made some statements in connection with disciples, towards disciples. You all be engaged in preaching and engaged in devotional service, you all become guru. I want you to I want to see my disciples also becoming future guru. Meaning, he did not expect his disciples to become Uttamadhikari guru very soon, meaning Madhyamadhikar. That they can at least through sadhana, through sincere sadhana, they can at least go up to the level of medium level, Madhyamadhikari guru, and they can do the work of Sri Gurus. Otherwise, why he should say, okay, even he also made statement, you are all pure devotees.
Yes, sure.
Whoever joined Krishna consciousness, whoever joined the life of Krishna, all pure devotees. Meaning prospective pure devotees, not that immediately they became pure devotees.
Yes.
Potential pure devotees.
Potential pure devotee, yes. But still, Maharaj is causeless actually, the mercy of the qualified spiritual master, because among the disciples we see someone who get perfection, is someone who even leave the institution. So
see, what I'm saying, Srila Swami Prabhupada accepted all the scriptural injunctions and scriptural guidance, instructions. So there are examples of the Madhyamadhikari guru, guru of the medium level. Madhyama, Uttama Madhyama level in the holy scriptures. You know, Tasmad Guru Prapaddetam Jikasusya Shabde Parecha Nishnatang Brahman Nupa Samasyam. These gurus mean not only Uttamadhikari guru, but also guru of the Madhyamadhikari level, high class Madhyamadhikari level. You know, Tasmad Guru Prapaddeto Jikasusya Shabde Parecha Nishnatang Brahman Nupa Samasyam. When you are saying that Gurudev must be Brahmanista and full of scriptural knowledge, established in scriptural knowledge, and he must be well versed in the holy scripture, full of scriptural knowledge. This is the verse. Then also, there are different verses. Acharyam mang vijanyan navamanneto karhichit na marta buddha sueto sarvadeva mayo guru. Sarvadeva mayo guru. Okay.
Yes. They are representative of all devatas.
Yes.
The guru.
Yes. And also, Bhayam Aditya Vinive Satashat Isadvapitasya Viporjayo Smiti Tanna Bhuja, I forget the verse little bit. Bhayam Aditya Vinive Satashat Isadvapitasya Viporjayo Smiti Tanna Buddha Bhajitang Bhaktoiko Isam Gurudevata Atma. Different verses. Then also,
also, Sri Bhaktiananda Swami Prabhupada was quoting the example that all my disciples, they are all pure devotees, and they are comparing to the green mango. The green mango, potentially, it will become ripe.
Ripe mango. Exactly. As long as it is a pure mango, then it's just a matter of time.
So that's
Stage in the process to become ripe mango.
He was referring my disciples, they are all pure devotees, and they were comparing to the green mango because they are in the process to become ripe. And so also they were practicing devotional service, sadhana, and so many other things, and therefore they will be on a certain stage.
And I'm trying to remember another verse. Another verse. Tasyaite kathita. Last line is Tasyaite kathita jharta prakashante mahatmana.
Bhagavad Gita. No, Bhagavad.
See, I will remember. Okay. So, anyway, I will remember it later. So, Bhaktoika Guru Gurudev Prakashante Mahatmanaha Bhaktoika Esam Gurudevata Atma Sa Guru Me Bhavi Gachet Samit Pani Sotriyang Brahmanishtam. Another verse.
Yes.
For the disciples, Sa Guru Me Bhavi Gachet Samit Pani, with folded palms, with all obedience, with the mode of all obeisance and folded palms, spirit of dedication must be approaching a Sadguru who is Shotriyam Brahmanishtam, who is well established in the Parang Brahma Jnana, Parang Brahma Siddhanta Jnana. So, Sa Guru Meva Abhigachet. A disciple must be approaching a qualified Sadguru, Guru Meva Abhigachet, one who is with all, a disciple must be approaching a Sadguru, qualified Guru, with all great feelings of reverence and spirit of dedication. The one that quality Sadguru, the one who is well established in the Parang Brahma consciousness, in other words, in the consciousness of devotional service to the Lord.
Okay.
So, Brahmanishtam means that one who is dedicated to, completely dedicated to the Parang Brahma, into the service of the Parang Brahma. That is the criteria of the Sadguru.
Okay. Jai Maharaj.
Then, I will remember sometimes, there are many verses, remember that verse, first line, I'm trying to remember, Tasyaite Kathita Jhatta Prakashante Mahatmanaha. Of course, anyway, I will remember later. Of course, in the song of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, beautiful narrations of the glories of Sadguru. Beautiful narrations starting from Samsara Dava Nalalira Loka. Each and every stanza in that song for Sri Gurudev, song of the
this is the explanation of it.
So meaningful. And they are
Guru Vastaka.
representing, they are representing the character, representing the high character, exalted characters of the Sri Gurudev. Each and every lines, very, very potent. You know?
In fact, sometimes, the devotee asks me, what is qualification of bona fide spiritual master? Read Guru Vastaka.
Exactly. All the qualifications are manifested there.
Yes.
Okay. Each and every line. No stanza is less important there. Everything. Not only the stanza, like Siradhikama, Dhavayo, Paro, Madhurjo, Leela, Gunarupa,
Always, yes.
Pratikshana Swadana Lolupasya. Pratikshana Swadana Lolupasya Bandi Gurasri Charanarabindam. Okay. And Nikunja Juno
Be very expert in arranging new and new Leela for...
Ya Jali Bhir Juktirapekshaniya Tatradi Lakshadati Vallavasya Bandi Gurasri Charanarabindam.
Yes.
Sakshadharitvena Samasta Shastri Ruktastatha Bhavataeva Sadhi Kintu Prabharja Priyaeva Tasya Bandi Gurasri Charanarabindam. Jasya Prasadad Bhagavat Prasado Jasya Prasadan Nagati Kutopi Dhayam Stubhangastasya Jasasti Sandhang Bandi Gurasri Charanarabindam.
Without His mercy, no possible, spiritual realization.
Exactly.
No possible. We come to the starting point.
Pure il verso della Bhagavad Gita, no? Dice Tatva Darshana.
But I will stop here because I think... are you still
now I remember
thinking?
some part of the first line. Jatha Devi Tatha Guru Tasyaite Katita Jharta Prakashante Mahatmana.
Tata Guru, yes.
Just need to remember first two words.
Yatha
Jatha Devi, you remember that.
Devi Tata Guru.
Jatha Devi Tatha Guru Tasyaite Katita Jharta Prakashante Mahatmana. These are all the beautiful verses from the Holy Scriptures describing the criteria, narrating the criteria, glories of Sri Gurudev.
Maharaj, I'm sorry. Tomorrow we have to leave earlier. Now it's already 9:20. This katha is
I know, endless by nature.
and the same
I recorded everything.
the same time we have to try to follow some schedule because tomorrow we have to leave earlier, no? We have to take some prasada now and then
And
Can you give some concluding word about this katha?
so, in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita also, the Kanishadhikari Vaishnava, Madhyamadhikari Vaishnava, Uttamadhikari Vaishnava have been so nicely described through Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay. The Govindaraj-saltgio very beautifully, nicely described. Then there he says, Shastra Jukte Sunipun, Dhira Saddhavan, Madhyamadhikari, also Vaishnava Pradhan. Again, Shastra Jukte Sunipun, one who is expert, one who has been smart and expert in explaining, in analyzing and explaining, presenting the real meanings, all the essential reasonings and the meanings of the scriptural descriptions of all the Siddhanta, higher conclusions of the scripture. Asu Sunipun Dhira Saddhavan, at the same time, very firmly respectful, at the same time, well established in the firm devotion. In other words, Dhira Saddhavan means firmly devoted with deep faith, or purely devoted with firm faith. Dhira Saddhavan, purely devoted with firm faith. Madhyamadhikari Teo Janiyo Vaishnava Pradhan. He is recognizing that high class, that the pure devotee of the Madhyama level, Madhyamadhika medium level, needs to be respected as a pure Vaishnava. Means he can also be acting as Guru. He is qualified to be acting, to be playing, performing the role of Sri Gurudev. Okay.
Yes.
He is qualified to become, to perform that service to divine couple as Sri Guru. And then thereafter Govindaraj-saltgio explaining about the criteria of the Uttamadhikar, qualification of the Uttamadhikari devotee. What to speak more of. The higher Sadguru is found on the Uttamadhikari level. Jahare dekhile mukhe aise Krishna naam, tahare janiyo tumi Vaishnava Pradhan. Just by upon seeing whom you feel inspired to chant the holy names of Krishna, deeply meaning, you feel naturally inspired to speak the glories, to remember and narrate the glories of Lord. You feel inspired with some appreciation, love of Krishna, just upon by coming in contact with whom a devotee feels naturally inspired to engage in some loving chanting and singing, appreciation about Krishna. Okay, feels inspired to be engaged in devotional service to Krishna. Naturally feels inspired to chant and sing the glories of Krishna, be engaged in singing the love songs of Krishna Radhika. You know, he is Uttamadhikari Vaishnava. Just upon coming in contact of whose association, holy association, on the whole it says, just by coming in contact with what holy association, with whose holy association, you just naturally feel inspired in Krishna conscious life. Anyway, you feel so inspired in the life of Krishna consciousness on the whole, whether through chanting holy names or singing some love songs, devotional songs of Krishna Radhika, or feeling inspired to hear Hari Katha, speak more Krishna Katha, engage in devotional service, you know. He or she is Uttamadhikari devotee. That's on the whole, overall meaning. I am giving the meaning I'm explaining the meaning with the illuminescence. Okay, with the illuminescence into the inner purpose. Okay. So it is. So when we come to realize about our Gurudev with such conception of the Tatva in such ways, then we can develop our faith naturally in that Guru. Coming back to your main question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much,
So
Maharaj.
Resting my Harikatha over here.
Hare Krishna Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj ki Jai. Nanda Maharaj.
Prabhu ki Jai. Forget your name. Govindaraj-saltgio ki Jai.
Thank you very much for your explanation.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Our new Maharaj, Bhakti Amrita Golokananda Maharaj ki Jai. Samasta Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai.
Jai Srila Bhaktiananda Swami Maharaj ki Jai.